Hey guys, if you having a grand opening, let me, celebrity event host and brand ambassador Chassie Wormington, host your release party, your grand opening, your relaunch. Promise you, you will have a ball. World class, very professional, red carpet, and more. Please go to the website for more information. Give a shout out to my sponsors, Deeper Entertainment, GT Digital, to TB IHE LLC Wholesale Warehouse in Douglasville, Georgia, to Feisty by Wisdom Cosmetics, to Organic Yardy Organic Products Reaching You Naturally, to Bleen BLINE for the face mask and merch, and also to Tima's Accessory for providing me with the accessories. Hey, get your live stream ad slots on a platform with celebrity followers, invigorated speakers, business gurus, and more. Go to www.zhenllc.com/services to learn more. Thank you so very much for your support, and don't hesitate, get your slots today. Hey, greetings and blessings, everyone. This is yours truly, Empress Chassie Wormington, aka All That Chats, aka Lupus Slayer. This is going to be a very short video. This is pretty much just to address. Um, I posted about gun laws and things that the government could do. First and foremost, I'm a very sarcastic person. I understand white collar sarcasm and I understand political sarcasm. I study it. I'm always involved in it. I follow it. It follows me. They follow me. So, and not only that, I'm also preparing myself to hopefully be able to run as a Georgia State Senator within the next 4 years. Let me see, next runoff would be in 2026. It'll be a miracle if I'm able to be prepared by then. But if not, then I just do it, 2010, if, by the grace of God, still here living. So I understand the politics and I understand how they think and their psyche. And so, I just wanted to address this because a lot of times when I post things, I notice like if I post something that is very edifying, uplifting, I don't really get too much support on it. But it's time I post something about, government, guns, or something that is considered a very that angers people, something that is a very sensitive topic, um, or it can be considered an offensive topic, then I get a lot of I would get people feedback. I get a lot of feedback on it. So I just wanted to address it because first and foremost, as we know, the government cannot be trusted. We understand that. No way, no form, no fashion. But the realization is that these issues that's going on in the world, these systemic oppression devices and systems, these unfortunately these firearms out in the streets, just anybody can get access to them. We understand all of these things have been created by the government. So with the government creating these issues, then the government should clean it up. But as we know, I mean, like, let's be realistic. We know the government is not going to clean up their mess. They have the tendency to always create problems, massive problems, and they want to go run and hide. Just like with the border. Okay, Biden, just how number 45 went in office and he just his first mindset was to undo everything that Obama did, that number President 44 did. That was his idea. That was his main purpose of getting in office. He couldn't wait to become US president so that he could go in and uproot and undo everything that number 44 did. So Biden kind of doing the same thing, when it comes to the border. He's not really, he wasn't taking anything in consideration about the issues that he was going to be creating and how bad it was going to be, because you got to think about this. And I just put it to you this way. Not under Look, I've been to third world countries. I know how they are. I'm part Guyanese, okay, South American. I've been, I my one of my exes is Guatemalan, so and I've been to the nations, the country, so I understand. I know that the struggle is so for real. It's profoundly real over there. And I understand. I even been to Mexico. I used to live in Cali. I used to go to go and frequent Mexico. So I understand. It's not like I'm someone who just talk about things and don't have no idea what I'm talking about. I haven't really experienced it, especially when it comes to certain things like that. It's very sensitive. It's very delicate. But Biden, he was so anxious to uplift certain things that number 45 did that he didn't take into consideration the position that he was going to be putting these children in and even their parents, because he knows that their parents are going to try to send their children over here to the United States so that they can use their children to get here in the United States legally, because of the poverty, the overwhelmed poverty, and the lack of work, especially good paying jobs that they have there. Like people complaining about the minimum wage here, let me tell you, people in Guatemala, in Mexico, in third world countries that don't even get a 1 U.S. penny to their name, they will be more than glad to come over here and work for minimum wage. And they don't care if they have to work for 12, 14, 16 hours. So, it's a totally different thing. And when you have been exposed to certain things and you've been around certain things, you have a better understanding and appreciation of these. So I say that to say that we know that the government don't they never know what the hell they doing. They don't use common sense. They use they don't even use rationality. What they always try to use um is politics, policies. They always talk about policies. But in those policies, you have to use common sense. You have to have street smarts. You can have all the book smarts you want. I know a lot of people that are book smart, but they have no common sense. They have no street smarts. They don't understand how it really works. Um, and they don't know how to create a fair system or fair laws or or infrastructure that that makes sense and that is sensible, and that is going to be accommodating for the majority, because the majority of people are not multimillionaires and have money like that. Majority of people do not even make $30,000 a year on average. Excuse me. And a lot of people be like, oh, well, it's because of their fault stuff. No, it's not because of their fault. It's because there is a systemic oppression, economical oppression that is set. It bottom For instance, you go to a lot of these major corporations and companies, you don't see certain groups of people in those kind of um, CEO positions and senior executive positions. And I'm not talking about just melanin people. You don't see Guatemalans in those positions. You don't see Mexicans in those positions. You don't see people from El Salvador as Salvadorians in those positions. You don't see Guyanesians in those positions. You don't see Caribbeans in those positions, Jamaicans, Bajans, people like that. You don't really see them, even not even too many Nigerians or people of African countries. You don't really see too many of these people in these type of positions, major positions. So with that stated, there's a lot of things that the government has created. And one of the main issues that they have created that is causing people to die for no reason. I mean, it's guns. They allow guns to get in the streets. What the government likes to do is they like to push off their responsibility off on other people. Look at the PPP now. Before, instead of the government being responsible, now they send them to banks. You got if you be qualified for the PPP, you have to go through a bank now. When before it wasn't like that, doing it when number 45 was in office. So all I'm saying is the government likes to create problems and they don't like to clean up their mess. So now, and me with my sarcasm, my white collar and political sarcasm, a lot of people they don't understand it. So when I say things or I state things, they take it out of context or they take it sometimes just too literally. But we understand that government don't give a fat right ass about none of us. They really don't. They don't care if we live or die. They can talk all they talk, say what they want to say. Because if they really did, they would change. They would have already changed some laws by now. That they have the authority to change, especially Congress. They have the authority to change the House of Senate, which create the laws and make the laws, in the House of Representatives, which go over the laws, to you know approve them, and then the House of Legislation, which pretty much seal, look at the law, seals them, and bring them into fruition. What the House of the U.S. House Senate also, they're the ones that finalize laws, as well as and they also approve the judges and the Supreme Court judges and all of this stuff. So I'm just telling you, I know this stuff because this is stuff that I study and that I follow. And I've been following and studying it for years, because my thing is, you need to watch your enemies. Always watch your enemies. Always watch what the hell they ass is doing. Because if you're not watching and following your enemies, then you're not going to know what they up to, what they doing. So, and not only that, I just feel like there's enough for all of us to do to be a part of a solution to these massive problems. And a lot of people don't try to be a solution to it. They don't try to do anything, to be a tool, or or an instrument to try to help possibly resolve these issues, giving a suggestion, giving an opinion, doing some kind of volunteer work, doing some study, doing some research. People don't want to do that because they feel like it doesn't have anything to do with their lives, when it has everything to do with our lives. What's going on in politics and the government has everything to do with our lives, because if they are corrupt, we're going to be corrupt. Let's just be realistic, because the government is over the nation. So if they are corrupt, if these leaders are corrupt, then of course the nation is going to be corrupt. So in order for us to rectify it, we, those who are not corrupt minded and spiritually and just have absolutely no idea or realization, as long as we don't try to do something about these situations, it's going to just only exist. It's going to continue on. It's just going to get worse. And as we see, it's just gotten worse and worse. So with the guns in the streets the way they are, we know that we were not the ones as civilians that put the guns out in the street. It all came from government. They've been shipping guns. They Do you guys realize how many loads of guns they send to Africa? They send so many. Let me tell you why they do that. It's almost like, okay, a genocide. It's like getting people to help wipe out a nation of people without them having to put their hands directly on it, so they can say, well, I didn't do it. It's almost like someone being an accessory to crime. They take you to go kill somebody or go rob somebody, but then they be like, well, I didn't get out the car. Well, I didn't do anything. All I did was drove to the location. It's not my problem what they were going to do and what they did, but you already knew the intent and what that person is about and what they were up to. So that makes you an accessory, and the government is accessory to all of these senseless deaths that has happened worldwide, because they send guns to a lot of different nations and they sell them that doesn't have the same regulations as we do here in the United States. So, bottom line is, it's not even just the United States government, it's government worldwide. They allow certain things to occur in order to help depopulate. And I keep trying to explain this to people. People got to do their own research first and foremost. You don't have to never take my word for anything. I always strongly advise and encourage, people to do their own research. Always do your own thorough research. And I'm not talking about doing no third party, fourth party, fifth party. Don't you know a lot of the information, especially when it comes to politics and history, is fine right on the government websites, on the .gov domain websites like archive.gov, USA.gov, libraryofcongress.gov. It's a lot of information that you can find out for yourself that would just really just have your mouth drop, because it's just, you'll be like, wow, like they are really bold enough to even tell on themselves like this to talk. Yes, it is. That's why when I say things, I say it, especially when it comes to government and politics, I say it with a lot of sarcasm. I be serious at a lot of times too, but I do mostly, majority of the time, and mainly is sarcasm, because we already know that the government don't give a fuck. rats ask about us. Like I stated, to reiterate, we have to look out for ourselves. And the way we look out for ourselves is that we start putting ourselves in positions to become the people, the leaders that we want to see. Because if we don't, these issues are going to continue on. And let's just be realistic. Guns have gotten, so many guns have gotten out in the street. It doesn't make any sense. I remember growing up, we used to always, there would always be freaking roadblocks. Every weekend, there were roadblocks. We don't hardly see no roadblocks anymore. Why we don't see roadblocks anymore? There used to always be roadblocks, and the cops would see so many guns and stuff because people be having a lot of guns on these legal weapons. But they don't do roadblocks anymore. That's one way that the government can, and these city officials can, and law enforcement agencies can start combating guns just getting on the hands in the hands of the wrong people. But see, this is another thing too. You got a lot of cops that can be bought. You think about the correctional officers in these prisons and in these jails. They contraband cell phones. How are these prisoners getting cell phones? These inmates getting cell phones. So when you got crooked people in positions that can be bought, it doesn't matter. That's what you try to do. So that's why we who wouldn't do stuff like that need to be the ones that's trying to put ourselves in those positions. But what happened is a lot of people don't want to do that because they're like, well, that's not my dream, that's not my goal, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be your dream, it doesn't have to be your goal, but you can still do something. You can volunteer. I do volunteer work, juvenile court system. I did it with family children's court when I was on Fort Jackson in South Carolina. So there's different things that you can do that, and you can become a community activist. When you're a community activist, look, I'm on the email list of all of the commissioners and all the people in my districts, not just in my district, but in the state of Georgia, period, in Fulton County and in Gwinnett County, particularly because those are counties, in DeKalb County, of course, are the counties that I primarily be in a lot, but and also Clayton County, I keep up with them as well, which they actually have a lawsuit against them because of the cops, doing predatory ticketing and racially profiling people. So these are things that I know. So when I state things, believe me, it's not because I'm just talking out the side of my neck or I'm something that I don't know about. It's things that I actually watch and I follow, and I have seen a consistent pattern in it. And I've actually even sent letters, emails rather, to U.S. Department of Justice, to the U.S. State, to the U.S. House of State, to the state's Senate. I look. I wrote these people in email, and some of them I actually have done hard copies, which uh, wait a minute. Okay, I've sent some of them letters, certified mail, certified mail receipts. Well, they kind of intertwine, but I don't know. You guys can kind of see some of these, but these are some of the certified receipts that I've sent. Like I'm not somebody who just sit back and talk about problems that's going on in your nation and then I don't try to do anything about it. And it doesn't take no time to sit up there and type a letter, or write a letter to your government and state government and stuff and let them know. And I handwrite them because it's easy to type stuff, but sometimes when you handwrite things and they see that you're taking an effort to actually literally handwrite something instead of typing it up on your laptop and printed it out on your printer, but you're actually handwriting it behind, they normally will pay a little bit more attention. And I'm gonna tell you how I know they've been paying attention to me, not just United States government, but I'm talking about even in the here of the state government. I had a meeting last week with one-on-one meeting with the U.S. With the state representative of the state of Georgia regarding healthcare, because those who know I advocate for those battling chronic illness, diseases, and disabilities. So even though it's not a quick fix, I had been reaching out to them for years, but I finally got a chance to get somebody to start listening because I've been consistent with it. And that's another thing. This is an award that, a mess that's going to be cleaned up overnight. It may not even be cleaned up in our generation, in our timing, in our lifeline, maybe for our next generation after us, but we can at least till the ground so that they can plant. We can at least till the ground. Come on, people. All these grown ass people always got so much damn say, but y'all ain't doing ish. Y'all ain't doing a damn thing to try to help, you know, make the future better for your legacy, your generation after you and stuff. So with that stated, when I post things, especially about the government, understand that it's sarcasm at the same time being serious because let's just be realistic. The government has created all of these issues. They are the catalyst of all of these problems that's going on in this society. And it's just like how they allowed drugs to get on the street. Remember during Vietnam War, when they found out that I think it was that the Koreans was getting drugs, was doing meth, and that's why they could keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. Because remember, they were whipping ass. The Koreans whipping ass and stuff. They messed up China. That's how the COVID started. That's the original from SARS. SARS, which SARS created the COVID. That's how COVID even started to exist in the first place. So I'm telling you, all of this stuff that has led up has been from the government. They started all of this stuff from the beginning by greed. That's where it mainly came from, trying to be greedy and have control over and dominate things that they shouldn't have been trying to dominate and take control over. So now, because of that, all of these weapons have gotten in the street, just like how drugs has gotten into the street. The government put all this stuff out here. And now what they're trying to do, they want to punish you for it. So they create these laws. Now you got to go to jail or serve a life sentence because you went out here and killed people. For those who do this, have to go out here and kill people because they made it so easily accessible for people to get guns. They want to lock you up because you're doing drugs or you're selling drugs, even though they're the one that put it out in the streets to make it easy and accessible for people to get it. But they punish you for it instead of them taking accountability for it. So I'm just saying, like, it's a lot. It's so deep. I mean, I don't, like I said, I didn't want this video to be long, so I'm not going to go into depths with that. I'll probably do that on a different time because I'm already like almost 25 minutes into this video. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude it. But it's so much deeper. So when I say things, people, please don't just understand that I am very sarcastic, extremely sarcastic. And I know that the government don't give a fat rat ass about us. And no, I do not trust the government. If I trusted the government, I would have already been an FBI agent because I have been asked quite a few times to be an FBI agent or a GBI agent. It's not like I haven't had the opportunities, but that's just not what I want to do. So anyhow, you guys, y'all take care. God bless, one love, peace. I'm going to play these last two commercials, and I thank you guys so much for your support. Please make sure you support my Gloves On campaign. You go to the website, and just, as soon as you go to the website, it's going to pop up, and you just click that button where it says Gloves On campaign, and it'll take you to the page, and then you can go ahead and fill out the petition. If you want to donate to my $5 donation marathon, you can do that. And also, I'm going to be having my very first lupus awareness event next month on the 15th. It's free, so you can participate in it if you want. If you have lupus or know anybody who have lupus, you can forward the information to them, and they can come and give their and share their experience about their battle with lupus, if you like. Okay, so and I'm also having Invigorated Women of Distinction. It's a private event for women only. It's a celebrity gala. We already have three celebrities that have confirmed, and I have already posted them and put them on the flyer. So I'm going to go ahead and play these last three commercials. And thank you guys again for watching and for your support. God bless, one love, peace. I'm out like a light. Be a hero or hero in someone's life by supporting my Gloves On campaign, advocating for those battling life-threatening chronic illnesses and diseases and disabilities. You can support by making a donation, signing my petition, and or sharing my Gloves On campaign with as many people as possible. Just go to www.zheenllc.com to get more details. Thank you so very much for caring.
networks. It's a multicultural and diverse world in one place, has celebrity supporters, and provides various entertainment services like branding, hosting, speaking, press kits, live interviews, and more. Just head over to www.cheenllc.com to find out more. Thank you for your support. Greetings and blessings. This is yours truly, celebrity event host and brand ambassador, Chazzy Warmington, aka All That Chaz, aka Lupus Slayer. Please attend my Invigorated Women of Distinction Celebrity Gala. It's going to be virtually. It's women supporting women. VIP tickets are $50, but just to attend is free. So go to the website now and get your ticket.